Welcome to Quincy Public Library. I'm Katie Krauser. I'm a reference librarian here at the library, and I will be your tour guide today as we take a trip around the library to visit some of my favorite pieces of artwork and sculpture and tell you a little bit more about what the library has to offer. So here in the lobby, of course, this is where you will come to start your library journey. As you come in through the double doors, of course, you're going to see lots of displays about the library's new materials or specifically themed displays that will give you an idea of some of the things that are going on around the library during this time. You'll meet the wonderful folks at the checkout desk, and this is where you will step up to get your library card. All you need to get a card is a valid photo ID and something that has your current address on it. So if your current address is on your ID and you live here in the library's service area, you will be able to get your card free of charge, not only for you, but also for everyone in your family. Now, of course, it's not just the city of Quincy. We also have the Townships of Quincy Public Library District, which is some of the townships around Quincy that are served by the Quincy Public Library. So if you aren't sure, definitely bring in your tax records or bring in your address and we can check that for you so that we can tell whether or not you will get a free library card. Now, if you live outside of the area, you are absolutely welcome to come in and use the library as a walk-in patron. If you are a member of one of our shared library services through the Resource Sharing Alliance, RSA, you also then are able to use the library as a reciprocal borrower, which is just fantastic. We also have been offering lately student cards for our public and parochial school students so that they can have access to all of our digital materials online, ebooks, e-audiobooks, music, streaming movies, all through the programs and products that the library offers to you. So once you have your library card, depending on how old you are, you'll be able to do lots of things here in the library. We have study rooms that can be reserved if you have to meet with a small group, or if you just like to have a little bit of time to study on your own in a quiet space. We do have a conference room, which is currently being used to house our quarantine materials, but normally you would be able to reserve this space to have a book club or a club meeting that you're sponsoring, or get a group of people together to work on a project. It's just another wonderful service that the library does offer. Right now we do have our fishing poles available to check out. That is only legal through certain times of the year, so definitely check with the Illinois Department of Natural Resources to find out when fishing season officially begins and ends. When you check out a fishing pole, you'll also get a small packet of things that have line and fishing hooks and more information about where it's legal to fish in the state of Illinois. One of the first things that lots of people notice when they come into the library are our beautiful murals. These murals were painted by Jennifer Bach-Nelson, who is a local artist. And we were so thrilled to have her work on these projects with us because she works from life whenever possible. So this beautiful image, as you can see, features the Quincy bridges. It features the riverfront and Quincy Island. So you can look at this image and then you can go down and explore the riverfront where it was taken from. She did work here while the library was open, so as patrons came through, they were able to ask her questions about the mural and also to find out more about her purpose in participating with the library to create these beautiful images. We have a second mural that was also done by Jennifer Bach-Nelson over here beyond the children's desk. This is where you'll meet Bill Waters, Sean Waters, and some of the programming staff as they work at the children's desk. They will have all kinds of information for you about what events and activities there are available, whether those are virtual events or in-person events when that time comes as well. One of the things we really wanted to focus on when we were renovating this space in 2010, 2011 was giving children an opportunity to see natural spaces, even in a building that didn't have a lot of windows. So we chose a woodland mural for this space, and the first several years that they were here, we actually loved seeing the little kids run up to it like they thought they were going to be walking into fairyland. It was a wonderful opportunity and tells you how lifelike and realistic the images here in the library are. One of my favorite things about the public library's children's area is that we do have some beautiful play areas for the children in addition to the materials and services that we offer. So again, one of the items that we have here is our beautiful tree. This was donated by the Knapheide family, and while it looks very, very real, the tree itself is mostly fiberglass. There are a few of the branches that are made of real oak leaves and oak wood, but those are the ones that are the highest up so that they're very unlikely to be damaged by anyone playing with them. It is quite sturdy. It is bolted to the floor so that it is not going to fall over if someone runs into it. But we don't recommend climbing it at all. We don't want anyone to climb up into the tree and be hurt, but you would like to, take a look around. Sometimes our animals go up into the tree to take a nap. I see 2 or 3 of them right now. So we love having kind of that hide and seek aspect to the materials and toys here as well. This is another one of our beautiful pieces that was donated to the library. Joe Arnold, who was a former kindergarten teacher here in Quincy, donated this to us when she retired from teaching kindergarten, and we are so thrilled to have it. It was designed by Connie Triplett, designed and painted, and is one of the favorite areas for kids to come in and play while they are here in the library. There's a little pretend chalkboard. Frequently we will find stuffed animals in there, or all of the toys, the chairs, the puppets when they're out to visit, all learning in our schoolhouse. We have some fun sculptures here in the library, including a wonderful goose. We have a beautiful ship. We have a model car and some other fun things. So play hide and seek when you're here in the library. Seek out and find out those really cool things that are more than just library books and materials. As we continue on to the back of the children's library, we also have a great craft area. And those of you who have ever been here during a summer reading program or for one of our large events will recognize that this isn't just a place for kids to create, it is a place for them to display their creations as well. So again, Jennifer Bach-Nelson was kind enough to paint and arrange the frames on the walls for us, purposefully left empty so that kids are able to hang up their own artwork and be featured in the library's gallery. We love having that opportunity for the kids, and it also gives great visual interest to these walls to separate it out from the space that is for books and learning. Here in our puppet theater and multi-purpose storytime room, we are again blessed to have some Jennifer Bach-Nelson creations. This is one of my favorite places in the library because we have trees that represent all 4 seasons, and these are also trees that are native to the Quincy area. So you'll see right here we have fall, we have a fire bush down there, we have some fir and trees that are without leaves, in addition to those beautiful springtime blossoms, early trees, and then of course the full-leaved trees of summertime. This is also the space where we do our puppet shows and story times. So as we are able to open back up and have in-person programming, this is a space that you'll become very familiar with if you have children at all. Our puppets were created specifically for the shows that we have and were donated by the Quincy Service League. So once you've explored everything there is to do in the children's library, you can also come over and explore the adult and young adult areas as well. One of the features that we have here in the Quincy Public Library is our Illinois room. So as you come through our browsing area, which is where all of the new books are and the newest materials, magazines to look at, newspapers to read, if you come this way, you're going to find our Illinois room. This is a very special space because it includes local history and genealogy materials, not only for Quincy specifically, but also for Adams County, the state of Illinois, and some of our surrounding counties in Missouri and Iowa. As you come in, you'll notice that we do have a few statuary and artistic things as well. We've got a wonderful bronze of Lincoln. We have a full-size portrait of Father Tolton, who is, of course, being sanctified at this point for the Catholic Church, one of the first African Americans to become a priest in the Catholic Church. We frequently have displays that are set up highlighting local history, and we work very carefully and closely with the local genealogical society, Great River Genealogical Society, to enhance our collection, to add materials, and then also work with the volunteers as they come in to help other people learn about how to do local history and genealogy. We have vertical files that have been saved from the Quincy newspapers and also brochures or handouts that were given out at various times. We have a collection of Carl Landrum's files, and we also have historical photos that you can use. Several of these are also available online through our photo archive that is searchable on the website quincylibrary.org. The highlight of our collection back here is, of course, our newspaper archive. We have newspapers on microfilm back to 1835, not complete, sadly, but as complete of any collection as anyone has at this point. We also have the online newspaper archive, which has recently been increased to include the years from 1926 to 1970. So if you're doing research on those years, you now can get to that through the Quincy Library website as well. Search by keyword or browse by date to find out information about local history or your family. Images in the Illinois room are either from the Historic Photo Archive or were gifts to the library and specifically focus on the history of Quincy as a riverfront town, as a frontier back in the 1800s. One of the larger sculptures that we have here at Quincy Public Library is the Magic Flutes sculpture, which was designed by Dr. Grant Kenner in memory of Sarah Cooper. It's a beautiful sculpture created out of metal, and each of the blades, as it turns, actually also will whistle occasionally, and if the wind is blowing strongly enough, you can hear the tune, the song that it makes. It's not a specific tune, but it is a beautiful flute-like sound. We're thrilled to have this piece as part of the collection, and even more thrilled that it is very visible from our courtyard windows. When you're looking for things here in Quincy Public Library, the easiest thing to do is to find this central aisle. From here, you're going to be able to distinguish whether the items that you're looking for are fiction materials, which are over here on the right-hand side, or nonfiction materials, which are on the left-hand side. As you turn around, you also will see that all of our audiovisual materials are behind you, including books on CD, music CDs, DVDs, Blu-ray, and our collections of materials, the newest items, and whether they are award winners or not. That also is where our binge boxes are, which give you the opportunity to rent 3, 4, 6 items for just one circulation on your account. If you're not familiar with the Dewey Decimal System, we do have some helps over here on some of the end caps. And if you're looking specifically for anything to do with art, sculpture, or the history of art, go to those 700s. That's going to be the best place for you to learn more, including how to draw, how to sketch, using oil paints, or any kind of sculpture that you might be interested in. Here in the large meeting room at Quincy Public Library, you're going to find a lot of plaques and recognition, things that honor those who have come before us, and things that help us look forward to what is going to come next here at Quincy Public Library. Things from the Jessie White tumblers all the way to Illinois flags, recognition for appreciation of the arts community here in Quincy, and proclamations about things like National Library Week and the Big Read. It's a great way to learn about Quincy Public Library and the people who have been here that have helped us create such a wonderful service to the community. The large meeting room can also be used for large groups, for activities here at the library. We frequently show movies here, and we miss very much the opportunity to catch up with our patrons who love to come in, eat popcorn, drink soda, and create that community all their own. Another feature of the large meeting room here at the library is that we actually do have a piano. The piano was purchased as a gift from one of our patrons, and we are thrilled to have it here as an available option for people who want to have a program or event. Now, this is an area that some patrons may never get to visit here in Quincy Public Library, but some of our patrons who were here prior to the renovation are going to recognize this beautiful mural in what used to be the children's library. This also was painted by one of our local artists and features native animals that were here in Illinois before any of us arrived. You'll see things like the red-headed woodpecker, skunks, white-tailed deer, rabbits, possums, raccoons, and more. It's wonderful to be able to feature this beautiful piece of artwork. If you ever do want to visit it, you do have to get permission from the library administrators to come down and take a look at our other mural here in our technical services area. Thank you so much for joining me on this tour of Quincy Public Library. We hope the next time that you visit, you'll take a chance to really look at some of the items that we have here, in addition to checking out your favorite books, movies, and music.